How you doing there again, folks? Me again, of course, Brandon Wenzel. Come back at you. Another offering off my sampler platter. Yes, indeed, folks. Sampler video series videos I do for the while now. Go over there, try out food and drink items. I eat stuff, I drink stuff. Then, folks, I'm gonna talk about stuff. I'm gonna let you know all that you need to know about hopefully delicious stuff. That time I'm doing this, folks, I'm not gonna lie. While I was doing that first part of my intro, I had to go over there and sort of quell a very light belch. How do you think I did? Did I pull it off, or was it still pretty obvious? Anyway, folks, it's super simple format. I'm going to go over there and try out food and or drink items for you. Whilst I'm doing so, I'm yammering on about it for a bit. Whilst I'm doing all that, I'm inside my back room today, which means we get Peter Gan Thunderbolt poster. Oh, I'm a little bit gassy. This isn't going to help. Whilst I'm doing all that, though, folks, I'm doing one other thing. What is it? I'm wearing a super cool shirt. Folks, when I wear super cool shirts, I always like to highlight the super cool shirt. What super cool shirt am I wearing for you today, folks? What happens to be my boom! My Interceptor shirt from Unstoppable Comics. That's the Interceptor right there. But what is Unstoppable Comics? What's the Interceptor? The Interceptor is one of the characters featured in the Unstoppable Comics universe. Unstoppable Comics is an independent comic book company run by a guy named J.D. Rosario out of New York City. I became aware of his work probably a decade ago now. It's been a while. Basically, they go over there and they do like Kickstarter campaigns and stuff like that to help finance, the release of some of these books. And I, especially at the time, I was super into comics. Still like comics now, just, other things in life and stuff. But I really enjoyed kind of what they were putting out. And, so since then, I've been tried as much as I can to go over there and help support them. That's actually where I got the shirt from. It was a campaign reward or a backer reward from one of their campaigns. And I still think they're an awesome company. I think J.D. Rosario is a stellar individual. I got to meet him at one point. So if you happen to be interested, I'll be more than happy to point you in the right direction as far as their stuff goes. Because I think they're an awesome company. But anyway, what am I trying for you today, folks? What are we doing here? Well, I don't even remember where I got this from, but it happens to be, boom, it's Smooj! Ha ha, I love that. I don't care how good or bad this is, the fact that it's called Smooj makes me happy. That's just a fun word to say. Smooj! Oh, man. It's like something from like mid-90s Nickelodeon. But anyway, what is Smooj? Apparently it is a strawberry banana hard seltzer smoothie. It apparently has 5% alcohol, gluten-free, legit fruit, dairy-free. Sure. Like I said, I don't remember when I got this. I genuinely am uncertain. But yeah, man, okay. My guess is I think that I probably didn't realize this was alcoholic at the time because I don't really drink very much. I've done a few things here and there on the show, and I will, I'll have a drink for New Year's. I'll have a drink for Halloween. But it's there, and I might as well. So let's get a thing for the thing, folks. It looks like, let's get it from this side. Let's kind of get it in there, and it's like that, and it's like, ha, 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 ha. So let's give it a go. And disclaimer being that, hey, it's alcoholic, so if you're underage, blah, 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 all that good stuff, pregnant, don't drink it. Or, not my end of things, so it's whatever you do, don't sue my ass for it. Ugh. Pop the top. Okay. Smooj. It looks really creamy. Well, that smells like strawberry banana something with a little alcohol behind it. Let's give it a go. Ooh. Ooh. That's an interesting take on that. Okay. I don't mind it. I'll be 100% honest right now. The initial hit is definitely very much the strawberry banana, and it does. It tastes like a smoothie. I'm kind of surprised it doesn't have any dairy in it, because it does have a sort of creaminess to it. In terms of the flavor, the texture actually is fairly, watery for what it is, but not in a bad way. But yeah, then you get a little bit of a hit from the alcohol. It's only 5%, so it's not like you're getting a big wallop of the stuff or anything like that. But it gives a little edge. And then sort of around that time, I'm guessing it's how the I'm guessing it's how the alcohol is interacting with the strawberry element, because it almost starts to take on like an alcoholic cider taste. Like it almost tastes like like apple cider, but again, sort of more the alcoholic version. Like to the extent where like my brain was like that just tastes like apple. So that's pretty neat. Yeah, I mean, honestly, it's not bad for what it is. Um, it's not my favorite thing in the world. I could probably do without the alcohol aspect, if I'm being entirely honest. But I don't mind the way that they blended it in with this. Because for me, like I don't like alcohol as a taste typically. I think it can be used well, depending on where it's used and what have you. But typically in drinks, not my favorite thing. But in something like this, it kind of works because it works along the same lines as like a daiquiri or something like that, where you have the sweetness to kind of off-put some of that alcoholic hit. So like it never, the alcohol aspect, even though it's definitely, you're not going to miss it. It's not like it's hiding anywhere, but it doesn't become abrasive. And if it isn't becoming abrasive for me, that's actually saying a fair amount because, like I said, I really am not big on alcohol for the most part. Yeah, it's nice. The banana strawberry aspect, I mean, that flavor combination obviously works really well. And then I do like, again, it has like an extra fruitiness at the end. Again, almost like sort of a little bit of an apple cider kind of hit to it. I mean, honestly, it's pretty nice. Like, I don't know who the fuck it's for. It's not for me. But at the same time, I'm glad it tastes good. It's very drinkable. It's not abrasive. Yeah, sure. Why the fuck not? But two questions have to be asked. Would I get it again? Would I recommend it? No, ish, and sure, I guess. So here's the thing. Would I get this again? In almost any normal circumstance, no. Because, again, I'm not big in alcohol. But here's the caveat. Let's say I was out someplace and it was social or, party type event or something like that. If somebody went over there and offered me an alcoholic beverage, which occurs from time to time, if they had one of these, it would probably be what I would grab. Typically, when those situations do occur, I'll just get a Heineken or something to that effect, and I'll just sort of sip on it for however long, until the night basically ends. Um, but this, for being what it is, like, even though it wouldn't be for me, the flavor of it is actually okay. Like, it's perfectly drinkable for me. Excuse me. Hey, maybe it's hit me already. No, actually, I actually have a pretty good alcoholic tolerance. Unless it's IPAs for some reason. I don't know why, but IPAs just seem to run through me. But at least as far as it being what it is, like, it's actually pretty tasty. It's just, by the very nature of what it is, I wouldn't get it again. But if I'm recommending it, obviously, again, be of age, pregnancy stuff, all the normal disclaimer stuff that comes into it. I don't know exactly who it's for, but like, I mean, if you want an alcoholic beverage that isn't walloping you over the head with the alcohol aspect, but at the same time isn't like obnoxiously sweet or, like you can't taste the alcohol at all, this exists, and there definitely is that market for people who still want to be able to drink but don't want, the harder stuff or the things that taste very blatantly like alcohol. This, for being what it is a nice enough option there. Just obviously be responsible, don't drink and drive, all that good stuff. Um, it's perfectly all right. Like, it's not a bad product at all. It's just not for me. But anyway, 5 things before I get out of here. Have yourself a great rest of your day, spectacular rest of your week, monumental rest of month, stupendous rest of your year, folks. Give yourselves a truly smooch-tastic rest of your life. I'm a little bit sad that it's used on a product that I wouldn't buy again because I just like the name so much. Final 2 things. Number 1, try to bring some positivity into the world. It's not always possible. It is, however, always appreciated. But what you do if you can't do it all the time, here's what you're going to do. You try not to be an asshole, folks. I screwed that up a little bit. We're just going to roll with it. Folks, not always the easiest thing in the world to not be an asshole. Trust me, I know it. I live it. I'm out there every day with you in it. Life can be stressful and frustrating and just bullshit sometimes, folks. And when we find ourselves in situations where we have to deal with said bullshit, it's important we go over there whenever possible. Take a step back, try to mitigate the level of assholishness in our lives, hopefully do better for ourselves and for those around us. Very final thing, folks, do the thing. Whatever the thing is for you, that's what I want you to go out and do. Folks, the thing that I want you to do, I am going to reiterate this, and this is where I'm putting my Uncle Brandon hat on here. Please be responsible with your drinking, okay? I don't feature a lot of alcoholic stuff on my show, in part because I personally just don't really like alcohol that much. But the other part of it is that I don't really want to encourage drinking. At the same time, I'm fine if people do, as long as they're not being idiots about it, and that can be hard to do when you're drinking idiot juice. Say what you want, it's going to hinder your processing power a bit. Please be careful. For me, personally, I had a very close family member who allowed alcohol to really kind of control their life for a lot of my life growing up, and that was very hard to deal with. And even outside of that, from a very early age, not that I needed to at that point, but, I became aware of sort of the risks involved with alcohol. Me and my family, we used to go to Baker Square, back when there used to be Baker Squares, and we had this one waitress who was like extremely nice, probably like late teens, early 20s. Whole family loved her. She was sweet as could be. And then, we would go there with a fair amount of frequency, and she was usually our server. And then, we went through one time she wasn't, another time she wasn't, so on and so forth. And eventually, we inquired, hey, what happened to her? Thinking she probably, moved on to something else, found a better job or something. But, we found out that, a drunk driver had hit her in her car and that she was, she passed away. And, just be smart, folks, Seriously. Enjoy yourself, have fun. Drink if you want to drink. Have a designated driver, call an Uber, do something like that. Don't ruin your life and somebody else's just because you want to get buzzed, So, Uncle Brandon hat off. Have yourselves a good one. Bye.